The latest Doctor Who episode, Lucky Day, was written by Pete McTighe, who also wrote the episode Kerblam from 2018. While Lucky Day has some similar aspects to Kerblam, it avoided some of the things I didn't like about Kerblam and handled its themes a lot better. Kerblam is about a giant futuristic corporation that's essentially Space Amazon. The main villain of the episode is Charlie, an activist who hates that Kerblam has replaced most of its human workers with machines and treats its remaining workforce poorly. He wants to ruin the company's reputation by sending deadly exploding bubble wrap to all their customers. Of course, the 13th Doctor wants to stop him from killing loads of innocent people. But rather than just disagreeing with his methods, the Doctor criticizes Charlie for attacking Kerblam at all. At one point, Charlie says, "We can't let the systems take control." The Doctor responds, "The systems aren't the problem. People who use and exploit the system, that's the problem. People like you." But Kerblam's oppressive system obviously deserves to be destroyed. To be fair, the Doctor could be referring to the computer system rather than a system of authority per se. She might mean that technology and automation aren't necessarily bad as long as they aren't exploited to hurt others. But that's still a pretty disingenuous response to Charlie's point because Kerblam is using automation to exploit people. After Charlie's plan is foiled, Kerblam promises to give everyone 2 weeks off and maybe hire a few more human workers. These token gestures are treated as victory, even though it was repeatedly shown that Kerblam's workforce has no work-life balance, terrible pay, and horrible working conditions. Lucky Day also features a young radical antagonist determined to bring down a big organization. In this case, the organization is Alien Fighting Task Force Unit, and the young radical is Conrad, a podcaster who spreads a conspiracy theory that Unit is lying about the alien stuff to exploit the public. Charlie correctly diagnoses the issue with Kerblam, meaning that I agreed with his ideas if not his methods. Conrad ignores legitimate criticisms of Unit and instead makes stuff up to get people angry and elevate his own ego. Conrad is a fascinating character because he both believes and doesn't believe in his own conspiracy. I think his ideology is summed up in a video from the YouTube series The Alt-Right Playbook called The Card Says Moops. Another difference between the episodes is Kerblam is an obvious parallel to real-life evil corporation Amazon, whereas Unit is a long-running staple of Doctor Who that is mostly shown to be good guys who genuinely help save the world. That's not to say we should let the secretive, heavily armed task force get away with anything, and I would love to see the show explore Unit's dark side more. But Conrad works as a villain because he isn't genuinely concerned with holding Unit accountable. He's trolling, and he's endangering Earth in the process. Charlie's methods suck, but he sincerely cares about workers' rights. Lucky Day also doesn't portray Unit as entirely morally correct, with Unit's leader Kate Stewart unleashing an alien monster on Conrad despite the protests of her employees. Unlike with Kerblam, I'm not sure Kate can bury this with a few token gestures. Pete McTighe has hinted that the fallout from Kate's actions will be explored in the upcoming spin-off The War Between the Land and the Sea, which has now made me way more excited for that show. Do you agree that Lucky Day avoids the pitfalls of Kerblam, or do you have a different take? Let me know in the comments.